Hello guys and welcome to Dark Horse FM, and in this video I'm going to try to answer the question if you should adapt your football manager tactic throughout the course of the season or just stick to one tactic from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. In a simple answer, my answer would be yes. And then looking at Liverpool, my short answer to that question would be yes, but I'm going to give an explanation as to how I came about that answer. And then looking at this tactic that we have on screen here, I have a 4-2-3 system in my Chelsea save recently, and we had a game against Liverpool. And then if you look at the team schedule so far, Liverpool are one of the best teams in the game, by the way. Despite the fact that they're going through a lot in real life right now, they're quite good in football manager. So if you look at the Liverpool game against, or let's say Liverpool game at Stamford Bridge, we went on to win the game 2-0. What happened was that the tactic that I had before was, looking at this 4-2-3 system here, my roaming playmaker here wasn't always a roaming playmaker. I did have him as a central attacking midfielder, or a central midfielder on attack duty, and Mason Mount would fill this role. And then my defensive midfielder was a deep line playmaker on support duty. And to some reason, this system sort of works when you're playing against a smaller team. But if you're playing against Liverpool, by the way, Reece James as well is my wing back on attack duty in this role here. So this is basically how my tactic is set up. Okay, one more person in Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling will often play as a winger on attack duty on the right hand side. So this is like my default 4-2-3 system, but against Liverpool I knew that this tactic would probably going to cause us problems, so I had to change the system to try and match the team that I'm coming up against. So what I did was, before the Liverpool game, was to go ahead and see who I wanted to start the game. And then I know I had N'Golo Kante in the side, and then Zakaria as well. So I did bring in Zakaria to play as a defensive midfielder, traditional defensive midfielder, not Badiashile. Zakaria to play as a defensive midfielder in this role on defend duty, and then I had Kovacic play as a central, let's say, a roaming playmaker in the CM position, and then Kovacic, where is he? Yeah, Kovacic as an RPM, and N'Golo Kante, of course. We did have Kante start the game as a box-to-box midfielder on support duty. So essentially this is what I had, and I know Reece James, don't mind Pulisic, Reece James played here as a wing back on support duty. And so what I had to do was to tweak that tactic to try and match Liverpool, and that sort of helped us get most of the dominance in that game. We were able to control the game a lot more. Having more players on support duty helped us control the game, get numbers behind the ball, have a lot of players to try and protect the defense, and also enough players to get ahead of enough players to join the attack when we're supposed to go on the counter attack. For my team mentality, I sort of left everything the same. I started the game on a balanced mentality, and of course Liverpool were a lot more attacking in that game, so they came on us very strong. I had to switch to a more cautious mentality. So during the game we did start off with balance, and then we changed to a cautious mentality, and I stuck to that throughout the game. I did have Kai Havertz play as my striker, my deep lying forward on attack duty, and throughout the game he wasn't really getting ahead to try and, you know, start in the counter attack. He was always behind, so I had to change this role from a deep lying forward to an advanced forward. And oddly enough, did you know that Kai Havertz can play as an advanced forward on attack? Well, we knew that day because he scored the 2 goals that were important for us to win the game. We did go on to win the game 2-0, and both goals were by Kai Havertz. These changes did help us get the win over Liverpool, but funny enough, if I set my team up like this against a team like Leeds or Everton, they'll probably beat us because we're not dominating game more, we're not imposing ourselves on the opposition as we often should. So against a weaker team like Leeds, it's advisable to go a bit more attacking, have some more players on attacking duty. Often your assistant manager is going to try to tell you this before the game. I used to overlook that stuff before, but not anymore. It's kind of something that, even though the assistant kind of suggests you need more attacking players in this role, you need more attacking players for this tactic, for this next game, is to take his advice and then try to see how I can build it myself, instead of just asking the assistant to do it, because he may go up and mess everything up. So when you're changing your mentality to a slightly more attacking mentality, you try to change your players' instructions and player rules as well to try and match that mentality. So that's basically the gist of it. So tweaking your tactic ever so slightly helps to get good results in the game, you know, game by game, but it requires, you know, some knowledge of the opposition that you're playing against. You need to know what they're doing and how you can set up your team against them to try and combat them and try to stop them from, you know, beating you, like in the case I did for Liverpool. Liverpool are slightly more famous, so I kind of know what they're about. You know, Salah and Alisson Becker, Van Dijk in the central defense, Darwin Núñez right now. They actually have Darwin Núñez, and he's good in the game. He's quite fast, he's very aggressive, he's for a really aggressive striker. So knowing with Liverpool, we actually have an idea what they're going to play up against. But if you're in a lower league team or in a different division, you may not really have an idea about your opposition that much. So you need to use your scout report, like you look at your data hub, and then try to see how you can, you know, use the next opposition tab, try and get some overview about what the opposition is all about. I did go on to make a video about this. I'm going to attach a link in the description so you can see how you can use the data hub on opposition instructions or opposition overview tab to try and get more info on the team that you're playing against, and you can find a way to build your tactic or tweak your tactic to try and match them and try to stop them from scoring. So what about you? Do you go ahead to use one tactic throughout the entire season, or do you go ahead to tweak your tactic and find a way to adapt your tactic throughout the entire course of the season? Let me know in the comment section if you're one person that likes to tweak tactics, or you prefer using one tactic from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it useful, remember to leave a like on it, and also to share it, and also to subscribe to the channel in case you're not already subscribed to the channel. I go on to create Football Manager content videos like this, Football Manager tactic videos, tactic testing videos here on the channel. So remember to subscribe to the channel so you can get notified when those videos come out. I'll catch you in the next video.